Hi, my name's Simon Patterson. I'm the production manager for Showtime 2011, the Victorian State Schools Spectacular. Absolutely loving being involved again this year. It is just such an amazing project to be a part of. Incredibly heartwarming and satisfying to work with such a talented group of people, both sides of the curtain. We've got the absolute cream of the crop of performers from Victorian State Schools right across Victoria. It's just a thrill for me to be working alongside these sorts of people and be able to provide this sort of opportunity this year, not only for people who want to sing and dance and be on stage, but we've actually got more students behind the scenes than we've ever had before. Last year we did that for the first time with some students from a couple of different schools, including Coburg students with the vision that they're creating for us. This year we've got a whole range of students working on lighting and sound and special effects and stage management and all sorts of things, which is particularly satisfying for me. I tell all of them just how lucky they are and how much I wish that 10 or more years ago someone had come to my school and invited me to come and be behind the scenes on a show like this.
Well, the most challenging part of the role as costume coordinator and designer for Showtime is, I guess, getting all the information, the measurements and the designs ready for all the different groups that are involved in the show. So I guess the soloists and the easiest group to deal with because they're here all the time, they're in on the weekends and we can access them in rehearsals. But I guess the most challenging thing for me is dealing with the trying to do fittings and sending stuff out to, you know, schools like Mildura and Albury-Wodonga, and where we don't actually get to see the kids, we just sort of rely on the measurements that come in and the information that we get from the teachers, and we make the stuff up and hope, you know, cross our fingers that that it's all right and no one's grown too much or no one's dropped out and changed, you know, cast or whatever. So yeah, I guess that's the most challenging aspect.
Most interesting aspect, I think, possibly the costumes, because I usually wear stuff like this and now I'm in suits and yeah, which that's fantastic. I've got a white suit and a bow tie and a black suit and a tie and a hat and sunglasses and yeah.
And yeah, this year it's going pretty well. Everybody's doing really well. The songs sound really good. I'm singing a few songs. I'm singing Billionaire, Ain't No Sunshine, Secret Agent Man. And yeah, the costume's really good this year. Isaac's done a really great job. They're very bright, but yeah, they're very good.
And look, certainly the sheer scale of this show is just mind-blowing. Seeing new people come in who've never worked on it or heard of it, and to try and bring them up to speed on, okay, we've got 25 soloists who've been specially auditioned and 16 backing vocalists and a 20-voice specialty choir who are backed by a 900-voice choir from schools all over the state. We've also got about a 100-piece orchestra, over 1,000 dancers, including the mass dance component, but also all sorts of specialty groups. We've got specialty hip-hop dancers, ballet dancers, ballroom dancers. There is just so much going on. And then we add things like circus performers and just, it's about 2,500 kids all up who are involved in this absolutely amazing 3-hour spectacular that's just phenomenal.
My name is Mark Laguerre. I'm the dance director here at the Performing Arts Unit. My responsibilities are, let me see, if it moves it's me, virtually. I do all the mass dances. The approach to the mass dances is I visit the schools, I do DVDs, instructional DVDs, I do paperwork, I send that out to the schools, I then follow it up with visits to the schools. I have cluster rehearsals around Victoria, so I'll have a rehearsal at Mildura, I'll have the Bairnsdale schools come to me, I'll have the Melbourne Metropolitan North, South, East, Wests come to me, and we go over the pieces and we rehearse them and I check them. So that's the mass dance responsibility. That's about 1,000 mass dancers. Soloists, I'm responsible for the soloist choreography. I have an assistant with that, Jodie Rains, who's my assistant out on the road as well. I also have the Victorian State School dance ensembles, which are now in Melbourne, in Geelong and in Warragul. And the ensembles come together and they do much more specialised dancing. There are about 4 numbers, 5 numbers in the show, which they do. So each one of them has a dance director, a teacher, dance director or a teacher, and they also choreograph numbers in the show. And then there's the choir as well. So the 1,000-piece choir, certain at times they'll be doing movements. As I said, if it moves, it's me.
This gig that I'm doing with the Victorian School Spectacular, I can tell you, is as hard, if not harder, than the Olympics and all the TV shows I've ever done. And I'm so proud of the students. They've worked so hard. It's chalk and cheese what they were like at the start of the rehearsals many months ago until now. They are really sounding fantastic, and there are a few singers, performers, musicians who will probably end up being professional musicians. That's how good they are. Not only myself, but I think the whole of Victoria should be proud of these incredible students. I take my hat off to them. They're fantastic.